Higo, how are you approaching this particular period? Obviously, we're just ramping up for the start of the season and the brakes get slammed on and we're now stop. What are you going to do? How are you going to approach it mentally, physically?
Yeah, it's an interesting time for all Australians, and we're no different as footballers. So there's one part of juggling the physical side of it and the preparation side of it, and then there's also the other side of looking after your family and friends and close relatives who are also struggling going through this time as well. So in the immediate short term, it's to stay relatively low key, and as we all are, and look after our loved ones. And then once we get a little bit of more indication in the coming weeks of what it looks like, we'll start to increase training loads and make sure if that green light does come and when it comes that we're ready to go.
So is it sort of like, are you approaching it sort of like an off-season where you get a program from the sports science guys that, strength and conditioning and follow it? Is that how you kind of approach it?
Yeah, and the hard thing is, the challenge is we're just not sure at that time. So we've been given 8 weeks at the moment. So that 8 weeks looks like a quiet week this week to recover and, just soak it all in a little bit and get our heads around what's happening, and then slowly transition into what would be like a mini pre-season and then back into training. The difference would be that we've already got a really high base of fitness that you don't have when you have 12 weeks off of away from the football club. So that is something that would be able to then pick up training a lot quicker than we normally would pre-Christmas.
What role also do you have to play as one of the leaders to get around the younger players at the club and make sure that they're mentally okay, and also, I suppose, keeping fit just in case you get the green light in some way, shape or form?
Yeah, well, it's trying to make it as normal as everyone, as difficult as that is in the extreme abnormality that we find ourselves in, but giving the comfort to the younger guys that we'll get through this, and they've got support of the football club and us older guys. So there's a huge role we can all play, and then trying to help people in general as well, that if we all come together and play our part and do what we need to do, that we will get through this, and there's going to be some great lessons learnt, and from all bad things, good things come, and there's plenty of good things that will come through at the back of this, and I'm sure that all of us as a football club and a community will be one of those.
The AFL wants to get 17 games away this year. No matter what, they're going to do everything they possibly can to try and do that. It might be games played every couple of days, that sort of thing, every night of the week. Do you support that? If they can pull that off, would you be behind that? I mean, the other question I'd have for you in that is that you're a veteran player, and sometimes recovery for you is really important, as it would be for any veteran player. What are your thoughts on back-to-back-to-back kind of games?
Yeah, so the first part of the question is 100% as players, we'll put our hand up to play as many games as possible, particularly if it means keeping the survival of the competition and clubs and giving fans what they want. And I'm sure once we are back playing, then we've been given the green light, so it would be great if that is in front of supporters or whatever, but the feeling and the joy and excitement that the entertainment of football brings, then by all means players will put their hands up to play. On the flip side of that, it's going to be a challenge for guys to back up if it is sort of 3 or 4 day breaks to get the games in, but at the end of the day we'll do what we've got to do, and by the time that time comes around we would have gone through far greater challenges than getting up for a game of footy in 4 days.
So now all the ideas are being thrown around about what the finals might look like, or at the end of 17 rounds, is there just a minor premiere announced and that's the premiere for the year? What are your thoughts on that? Would you like to see some sort of finals series played if it is possible, or would you be okay with a minor premiere being awarded and that's it?
Yeah, so I think this year would present a challenge to, we need to adapt and do whatever we can to get the games in and get a result for the competition if that's what it looks like. Ideally, finals is what we all play for. They're the great matches in the competition and the season, and they're what the games the fans live for as well. So ideally there'd be some finals, but if this year that couldn't take place, then we've got to do what we've got to do. Going forward, even if it is a 17-game season in years to come, maybe that puts a greater emphasis on finals, and we can make finals the real centrepiece of what it is, and maybe extend it a little bit more as well. So in times of challenge which we're going through now and change, that maybe the game's going to change for the better down the track as well, and potentially a 17-game season or more finals or a shorter game, and more value on games is what's going to come of it.